So ridiculous. I just decided to switch to a tiny crank, the 39F. Just like a change in size. Third cast. Unbelievable. Put the spot lock on. Jeez. And that crank is so unassuming. You know, I've done rock bass shows with this crankbait. I've caught just about everything that swims with it. Bluegill, perch. But smallmouth absolutely love it. And when you're this early in the season, we had a big blow last night, sometimes it's a good idea to downsize. If they're not hitting your bigger offering, like I got a couple on the 57F, downsize. Best fish I've caught all day so far. Have to get the net for this one. Let's see if I can get him here without killing myself. He's barely hooked though. He might come off. He might come off. Don't come off. I gotcha. Look at that. Look at that little crank stapled right in there, Christian. Look at that little crank, just stapled right in there. One hook, and work this one around. Two hooks. And that's what you get. Not a bad looking fish. And that's the old trick. Elephants do eat peanuts. That's a prime example. Small crank, smallmouth, let's get it back in the water. Ready? Just stay on them. Perfect. Okay, so really the setup is the key to what I'm doing today. You know, we call this micro fishing. A lot of times, small baits, 2.8 and under, so 3-inch and under plastics, 3-inch and under crankbaits. We call it micro fishing, and that's exactly what I'm doing today. Post-spawn, kind of not aggressive fish, but the setup is really crucial. No matter what micro bait you throw, whether it's a spy bait, you know, a tiny 39 mil crankbait, a 2.8 rhythm wave, a fluff, all these great clear water smallmouth baits need the proper setup. And for this, I'm using a 7-foot light rod that's fast or extra fast action. For a reel, I pare down to a 1,000 size reel. And the reason I do is because I'm fishing light line. When you go from a 1,000 to a 2,500, the drag dramatically increases because the size or the diameter of the spool allows for bigger drag washers. A 2,500, for example, can put out 20 pounds of drag pressure, where a 1,000 like this Stradic only puts out 7 pounds of drag pressure. So I really like having that, and it comes with felt drag washers, which are super smooth. For line, I spool up with 5 or 8 pound Power Pro, and then a 6 or 8 pound, but usually 8 pound fluorocarbon leader like FC leader are perfect. This is a great combo. You can cast this little 39F Macbeth, which only weighs 1/8 of an ounce, a long way. A setup like this, I like to have 4 or 5 of them because I'll throw a 2.8 rhythm wave. I can throw a fluff or a spy bait or a little crankbait on a rod like this. This is the perfect combo for micro fishing, whether it's from panfish to giant smallmouth. Got him. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right, coming out the side. Coming out the side. Oh, I'm glad I tied that knot over. Look at that one with him. Right down there. Oh my good God. All right, got him. Not giant, but man, there was a big one following him. All right, you, come on out of the net. Another one on that 39F, a little tiny crank. Just smoked it, line went completely slack. And that's when you know they're chasing it down and bumping it forward. That's great. Just pay attention to the vibration in the rod tip. And if that vibration stops, something is going on with that little crank. Let's get this one back in the water. All right, post-spawn microfishing, something you definitely want to try. And it's one thing you want to remember. Next time you head out and the fish are in a funk, whether it's a cold front funk or it's a post-spawn funk, downsizing your baits is a super effective way to catch them. It's great for kids, and this little crankbait deal is just made to catch numbers. Next time you're out, try micro-sizing your baits, whether it's a swim bait, crankbait, topwater, Ned, anything. Micro-sizing catches fish because elephants love peanuts.